Welcome to SVG-TV News for Monday, November 17, 2025. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. The Unity Labour Party, ULP, launched its 2025 manifesto on Sunday in Connery, the constituency of the party's leader, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. A second 63-page booklet was also presented, outlining the party's broader vision for the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines as a first world nation. Summarizing the 103-page manifesto, ULP leader Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said the document, which details the party's plans for the next 5 years, places strong emphasis on young people who he described as playing an integral role in the future development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
This book has 20 photographs in addition to the cover of young people. Young people are starring in this manifesto because in every single area of development, young people are the ones who have to drive this development. They have to get the experience and the wisdom and the judgment from older folks. But they are the ones, Lavon, who will have to drive it. And we have to give them, having trained them, having educated them, we have to let them fly with their wings unclipped and help to take us to a first world nation, including with applied science and technology. And there are details here. I'm giving you the summation. And the applied science and technology includes artificial intelligence, which would enlarge the space of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Dr. Gonsalves noted that the manifesto includes a message from him as party leader, along with the ULP's core objectives. He outlined several key initiatives that the party expects will drive national transformation in the coming years.
Then there's a section, building better, stronger, and faster to transform SVG. Then there's a section on the vision of transformation. Then there is the mission of transformation. There is the transformative power of the Kingston Port, defending our sovereignty, protecting our patrimony, our plan to create quality jobs, ensure decent work, and protect workers' rights. After all, we are a Labour government. Our plan to transform healthcare in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Our plan to build more houses, safer houses, and more affordable houses. Our plan to ensure that every student receives a world-class education. By the way, the photographs which we have here of the students in all kinds of different areas and young people, I don't know if any of them is NDP. I don't care if any of them is NDP. Because when it comes on the ULP, we make sure that every young person has an opportunity to develop his or her abilities to the fullest.
The ULP leader also stated that the manifesto contains detailed plans for fishermen, farmers, the tourism sector, and other key industries, all aimed at strengthening growth and resilience over the next 5 years.
Plan to support farmers and fishers and make SVG an agricultural powerhouse. Our plan to make SVG the Caribbean most sought after tourism destination. Our plan to reduce the cost of living and protect consumers. And Camilla will talk the details there. We have been doing it for years. Building a modern climate resilient road network. Our plan to support athletes, develop talent, and leverage sports as a developmental tool. Our plan for safer streets and greater justice. Our plan to build resilience to climate change and natural disasters. Our plan to leverage technology to make SVG modern, competitive, and resilient. Our plan to reduce inequality and increase opportunity. Our plan to support the creative sector, protect our heritage, and build national pride.
At the manifesto launch, Dominica Labour Party Member of Parliament Ian Douglas served as a guest speaker. He endorsed Prime Minister Gonzalez on the ULP's development agenda for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And the opposition New Democratic Party, the NDP, held a cold yellow mass rally in Chateaubelair in the North Leeward constituency on Saturday night. NDP candidate for the constituency, Dr. Kishore Shallow, told the gathering that important choices lie ahead, noted that on election day, November 27, voters will decide between two contrasting leadership styles and slates of candidates. He argued that the Unity Labour Party is out of touch, while the NDP remains passionate about serving the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Dr. Shallow also directed criticism at his opponent, the ULP's Carlos James, referencing an earlier telephone conversation between the two. He claimed that James misrepresented the details of that conversation when he spoke at the ULP rally in Chateaubelair the previous weekend.
But what I said to him, I said, Carlos, this election is not about Carlos James or Dr. Kishore Shallow. I said, this election is about the people of North Leeward and St. Vincent and Grenadines. I said, further, I said, if you had a political leader that had the people interest at heart, I would not have to enter politics at this time. I said, Carlos, if over the 4 years you have been an MP for North Leeward, that you represented the people with pride and dignity, I would not have to come forward and represent them. And I will tell the rest little later. I ended the call after that. It was a short call, and I told him all the best in his private career after politics. My friends, every single way I go in North Leeward, all I am hearing is Carlos is nothing but empty promises.
A shallow follow-up on his promise to reveal a file from a briefcase he has been carrying around. The file he presented on Saturday night was directed at his opponent, Carlos James.
There's a few questions you need to answer. I want Carlos James to tell us who owns Belmonte Holdings Limited. I want Carlos James to tell us who owns Belmonte Holdings Limited. I will tell you all about Belmonte Holdings Limited. It is a company, and I ain't lying, you know. You could zoom in again because I have the registration form right here. I see a James here. I ain't calling the first name. I want Carlos to tell us if this is a family business. Let me tell you all about Belmonte. Belmonte is a trucking, a blacks company and a construction company started right here, register. According to this, in the 12th of January 2021, after he was elected. There's a project in Cumberland going on for 3 years now, building a little wall. Millions of dollars spent on that wall. Belmonte Holdings Limited. The agriculture depot up in Belmont. I understand that Belmonte totally left the building abandoned. Run it down for a few weeks once, and then after start their blacks company right in that building. An agriculture depot, you know. By the calculations, this company over the last 4 years has generated millions of dollars for the James family.
Another local media entity reported that James said he is not affiliated with any company doing business with the government, adding that if family members own such a company, it does not implicate him. James further described Shallow's comments as defamatory. And regarding his plans for North Leeward, Dr. Shallow stated that he has established a strong network and has used his connections to bring potential investment opportunities to the constituency of North Leeward and St. Vincent and Grenadines on a whole.
And so I want to announce tonight that in January 2026, I have already invited some of the world leading investors to come to North Leeward and St. Vincent and Grenadines on a discovery mission. Recently, I was in Dubai, and we agreed that in 2026 January, they are going to come over and top up the priority, and the very first thing they're going to do, they're going to meet with the newly elected Prime Minister of St. Vincent and Grenadines, Dr. Godwin Friday. And this is no old talk. This is about plans that are going to benefit the people of North Leeward and the entire country. And you all know I ain't leaving our sister Chevron over the river, because we're working together with the North. We're building the North stronger than ever. We are going to transform this country. Chumka Batambe, we are going to make that in a world-class facility. In fact, just yesterday, I was speaking to my brother, Super Dan. And we were talking about how this very facility that we are here could be transformed. And Super Dan, as I promised you yesterday, we are going to transform this into a serious site and a square for young people, for promoters, and for the entire North Leeward to enjoy.
The NDP's North Leeward candidate told supporters on Saturday night that Dr. Friday and the NDP team are eager to begin working on behalf of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And the Unity Labour Party candidate for Central Leeward, Orlando Brewster, says that the only thing worth doing is uplifting one's fellow brothers and sisters. Brewster made a statement during a recent community meeting in Central Leeward, where he addressed supporters and outlined the party's development achievements in the constituency. He emphasized that he wants the children of the future to enjoy better opportunities and experiences than he had under the previous New Democratic Party administration.
I am a product of the education revolution. Everything that I have now, I had to defy the odds. I went through the struggles, so that is why I can understand the people of Central Leeward. I went through the hardships, and that is why I can talk to the young people of this constituency. When things were rough and things were tough, I never give up. And I want the young people to hear me. The boys on the Black and Goose. What is going to happen in Central Leeward in the next couple of years, when we return to office, is going to be magnificent. And I want you to start preparing. I want you to start preparing for the opening of the beaches that is coming right here in Central Leeward. Start preparing for the Marriott in Petersoap.
Brewster pointed out that the government's focus remains on people-centered development, ensuring that communities are empowered through education, social programs, and modern infrastructure.
I would tell you this, Central Leeward. We have made tremendous gains in the past 5 years since I've been your representative. We have done work as it relates to sports in this constituency. Right now, as we speak, we are spending close to $800,000 to fix up the Curtains hard court and the playing field. Don't mind them with their lies. When they're lying, I walk in. We are giving you in Butland Glass the only place in the country where you would have a blackfish processing facility. That is the love that Labour Party has for you. We want to see the best in the people of Central Leeward and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The ULP Central Leeward candidate stated that over the past 5 years, tremendous work has been accomplished, highlighting the ongoing $800,000 project in Curtains, which includes upgrading the community court and park, an initiative he says will provide safer, more engaging spaces for young people and families.
I want to say this. This election, they're trying to make it about Ralph and Camilo and Soboto and Randy and Carlos. But we have said to you that this election is about owning your future. And I want to lay it out for you. On the 27th of November, when you wake up in the morning, for those of you who are young children in your house, I want you to look at them early when you get up and say to yourself, do I stay at home because I ain't get two sheet of galvanized and two pieces of lumber? Or do I go out and vote for my young daughter or my young son, because that is more than galvanized and lumber? And the Unity Labour Party will continue to uplift the young people and the children of this country.
And the NDP candidate for South Windward, Andrew John, says he is displeased with the conditions currently affecting the constituency. John made a statement during the recent village meeting held in Diamond. He emphasized that ongoing housing and crime issues continue to take a toll on the community, making it increasingly difficult for meaningful progress to occur.
The housing problem that we have in Diamond, I'm coming back to them one by one. The high cost of living that we have to face each and every day. The crime, the increase in crime and violence within our community. The community of Diamond and others. The lack of hope on the faces of our young people who find themselves unemployed and have their dreams broken because this government does not care for us.
John noted that the current state of infrastructure in Diamond is unacceptable, stressing that many of the roads are in deplorable condition. He stated that the people of Diamond deserve better and highlighted that road rehabilitation would also be a priority area for the NDP should the party form the next government.
Yes, the people of Diamond have said that the roads in Diamond, well, I don't know if they represent roads in some cases, are terrible, they are deplorable, they are some of the worst throughout the country. And we are saying that is a priority area that the NDP government will look into when we take office. We are going to ensure that your roads are fixed and not just at election time.
John further stated that receiving a few building materials during every election period cannot fix the underlying problems faced by residents, adding that sustainable and structured development is needed to improve living standards.
I want us to look throughout Diamond. I know we had the issue of burial a few months ago, and that did some more damage to the houses. But we know the struggles that we have in getting our homes fixed up right here in Diamond. Some of you have worked day and night to bring you where you are now with your homes. And what has this government done? They have taken advantage of that fact that you are struggling, and they have attempted to give you a bit of material every election. Now, can that work to help you? No, it can't work. It can't work. It can't bring us to the level where our children are happy and our children are well looked after and well housed.
Welcome back. In more local news now, we hear that a US $100 million agreement was signed today between the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Palm Island Resort Limited to redevelop and expand Palm Island Resort and Spa and the Anchorage. Palm Island Resort sustained significant damage during Hurricane Beryl on July 1st, 2024. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, who signed on behalf of the government, said the redevelopment will be carried out in phases over a 2-year period and will include the construction of a 5-star hotel.
Of the planned investment is $100 million US over a 20 to 30 month period, and it includes A, rebuilding the luxury 5-star hotel on Palm Island, which will include 34 freestanding hotel bungalows, 24 of which will be spacious 1-bedroom suites, and 10 of which will be luxurious 2-bedroom suites. So you're going to have 54 keys. And the company intends further to construct 31 private villas, 3 and 4 bedrooms, at least 93 keys. The rebuilt resort on the island will include 2 restaurants, 2 swimming pools, a beach club, a kids club, a spa and fitness center, tennis court, a yoga studio, and various aquatic activities. I don't know if the yoga studio is because Zachary grew up in part in India. And C, developing the Anchorage Resort into a high-standard 4-star bohemian luxury property with 30 to 40 rooms, a pool, a beach club, a restaurant, and the reintroduction of the world-renowned kite surfing school.
According to the Prime Minister, the agreement is expected to generate employment for Vincentians and provide an economic boost to the country, particularly in the Southern Grenadines.
The number of personnel during the construction phases is estimated to be between 100 to 150 during phase 1 and 150 to 200 during phase 2 and phase 3 of the works. The idea is to build out phase 1, have it operationalized while you build out the other phases. Once the resort is operationalized, it is required to procure locally produced agricultural foods and seafood from Vincentian farmers, fisherfolk, and businesses, subject to the availability and quality required for a 5-star luxury hotel resort. These linkages to the agriculture and fishery sectors increased employment, incomes, and enhanced livelihoods of the farmers and fishers of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
He added that concessions will be granted to the investors to facilitate the redevelopment works. Signing on behalf of Palm Island Resort, Zachary and Naaman described the project as a significant investment. He stated that while some preliminary work has already begun, major rebuilding activities will commence soon, with sections of the resort expected to reopen by next year.
We have we have commenced with construction of reconstructing the pier, of demolition. We will be rebuilding a kite school on Union Island to hopefully open within the next couple of months. We are moving as fast as we possibly can to hopefully be open next year, at least with our first phase. We do not take the stewardship of Palm Island lightly. We are deeply humbled to be entrusted with bringing new life to this extraordinary place, and we are committed to doing it with care, purpose, and respect for its legacy. Though an island by name, Palm Island will be anything in spirit. Its renewal will extend far beyond its shores, delivering lasting benefits to the surrounding communities and the wider region for years to come. The resort and residences are being built with the utmost care for environment and consideration for not only today's, but also tomorrow's climate. The resort will generate, as you mentioned, over 200 jobs. We will source local produce and ingredients from Vincentian farmers and fishermen, and the island will be populated by flowers and trees grown in local nurseries. And we will, of course, encourage our visitors and guests to visit local restaurants and attractions, generating significant economic activity for the Grenadines.
Palm Island Resort Limited has 6 months from the time of the agreement to open up the labor market for locals to become employed. And Shefflin and Anne-Marie Ballantyne, 2 teachers who were dismissed under the government's 2021 COVID-19 vaccine mandate, have written a book chronicling what they described as the Vincentian chapter of the COVID-19 pandemic. According to a news release, a husband and wife authors have pledged never to let Vincentians forget what they called the injustice done to workers on November 19, 2021 through the statutory rules and orders, or the SR&O, implemented under the Dr. Ralph Gonsalves-led Unity Labour Party administration. The release states that the book, titled I Do Not Consent, traces the history of the mandate and its effects on the lives of livelihoods of workers who were impacted. The 14-chapter publication also highlights personal stories of individuals claiming vaccine injury, testimonies from public and private sector workers who were dismissed for refusing to take the COVID-19 vaccine, the role played by trade unions and lawyers involved in the legal battle. The response of the government is discussions on liberty and of conscience and updates on COVID-19 vaccines and related issues from what the authors describe as world-renowned medical doctors. In March 2023, High Court Judge Esco Henry ruled in favor of the dismissed workers, concluding that the government's rules were unlawful, unconstitutional, ultra-virus, disproportionate, and tainted by procedural impropriety. The government appealed the ruling and later won in a 2-1 decision at the Court of Appeal on February 12, 2025. The workers subsequently applied for leave to take the matter to the Privy Council, and leave was granted on Thursday, November 13, 2025. According to the release, I Do Not Consent is expected to be launched online on Wednesday, November 19, 2025 to commemorate what the authors refer to as the November 19 nightmare of 2021, when more than 500 government workers were forced out of their jobs. The Kindle version of the book will be available free of charge on Amazon on that day. A local in-person launch is planned for next year, when printed copies are expected to become available to the public. In other local news now, we hear that Nia Gracia, the representative for West St. George, has been officially crowned Miss Unity Youth 2025, emerging as one of the most decorated contestants of the evening. Gracia not only claimed the main title, but also secured two major awards, Miss Congeniality and Best Interview, highlighting both her outstanding communication abilities and the respect she earned from her fellow contestants.
Nia Gracia, proudly representing the constituency of West St. George. Many of you may know me as a makeup artist, but my purpose extends far beyond beauty. As a proud Vincentian youth, I stand before you to speak on a transformation that has shaped not just our classrooms, but our country. This transformation of the education under the visionary leadership of the Unity Labour Party. When the ULP came into office in 2001, education in St. Vincent and the Grenadines was at a crossroads. Time to trust my instincts, close my eyes and leave. It's time to try. Defying gravity, I think I'll try. Defying gravity, and you can't pull me down.
Gracia's strong performance in the interview segment drew high praise from judges, who commended her clarity, confidence, and passion for youth empowerment. Her fellow contestants also selected her as Miss Congeniality, recognizing her positive spirit, teamwork, and encouragement behind the scenes.
Spoke on the topic, the role of the Unity Labour Party in transforming education in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. What major changes did the Unity Labour Party introduce to make education more accessible to all Vincentians? Once again, you spoke on the topic, the role of the Unity Labour Party in transforming education in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. What major changes did the Unity Labour Party introduce to make education more accessible to all Vincentians?
When the Unity Labour Party took office in 2001, less than 40% of students weren't given the opportunity to attend secondary school. This is one of the major changes that the ULP made through the education revolution, making secondary education universal. They built schools, trained teachers, upgraded facilities, and expanded scholarships for both local and overseas study. They also invested in early childhood education, adult learning, and vocational training, truly making education accessible for all Vincentians, including toddlers to adults.
As Miss Unity Youth 2025, Gracia is expected to champion youth development, community unity, and leadership initiatives across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Throughout her reign, she will participate in outreach programs, school engagements, and cultural activities aimed at inspiring and empowering young people.